So gold or Bitcoin? What will replace the US dollar, folks? It says here that according to Money Week, as Russia and the West move further apart, there's a growing need for a new global reserve currency. The US dollar could soon be replaced by gold or Bitcoin. And Hong Kong plans to let retail sector trade larger cryptocurrency tokens like Bitcoin, and the city pushes ahead toward a goal of becoming a crypto hub. And Hong Kong outlined a plan to let retail investors trade digital tokens like Bitcoin and Ether, taking a major step towards its goal of becoming a crypto hub, and a policy shift that contrasts with a crackdown in the US. And hackers are breaking into empty Cash App accounts, which, folks, please pay attention to this, because this is going to affect a lot of people's money, as hackers are breaking into and emptying Cash App accounts. Multiple users of the hugely popular Cash App have reported hackers stealing their funds, and fraudsters are selling access to accounts on the dark web. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin, Kevin. YouTube.com/@Kevin247. You can find me by searching Kevin Prepper, and as always, Patreon.com/Kevin247. Folks, we've got a lot to cover today, a ton of valuable and important information. And if I move too quickly, if I move too fast, I do apologize. I am not trying to be rude, but I am trying to move along and get you guys this information as quickly and as efficiently as possible. You're more than welcome to adjust the speed of this video, take notes, and or even play it back multiple times to get all the information that you need. And as always, I encourage you to communicate and engage in the comments section below. That just further helps us all out with getting all the important information that we need. And right now, there's a huge focus and importance on protecting your wealth, protecting your money, and the direction that our monetary system is moving towards. And folks, if you haven't already, please go check out the good folks at Genesis Gold Group. Secure your future with a gold IRA. You can give them a call at 1-800-200-4653, 1-800-200-GOLD, and learn how to protect your wealth today. What is a gold IRA? Setting up a gold IRA, supporting our community, and additional resources, all of which the good folks at Genesis Gold Group, Jonathan and David, can assist you with, and offering a free definitive gold guide. And it's super simple, super easy. It takes about 5 seconds to get your free definitive gold guide exclusively from Genesis Gold Group. Compare the differences between the treasuries versus gold, Bitcoin versus gold, which we'll be covering extensively in this video. Annuities versus gold, mutual funds versus gold. Add gold coins to your precious metals IRA today. Contact them. Super simple, super easy. www.genesisgoldgroup.com. So we've got hackers that are going in and trying to attack people through a back door into Cash App. Now, if you guys haven't seen my video where I was explaining to you how I had to have a extensive phone call with customer support, literally the worst day of my life. Not really, but it was pretty brutal. Dealing with the customer support and the fraud center with Cash App. And it says here that multiple users of the hugely popular Cash App have reported hackers stealing their funds, and fraudsters are selling access to accounts on the dark web. Hackers are breaking into unsuspecting victims' Cash App accounts and stealing hundreds of dollars. In one person's case, they said Cash App has not reimbursed them for their stolen funds. So not only is this a threat, is this a risk, this looks like it may go unsolved and your money could just be lost and gone for good with no backup, no support. And it says here, it's scary. And this is a person who had their money stolen, or at least was tied to someone who had their money stolen. And it says that Liz Shelby, who said that their son was a victim of the hacking, told Motherboard in an online chat, "My son saved up some cash for a small vacation with his grandma. We put it in his Cash App before he left. He called me on August 9th and told me that his money was gone." And it's not that he spent it either. It says Shelby said that after she looked at the account, she found that someone else had logged in and sent themselves the money. And Shelby said she's been emailing Cash App support with no success thus far. Now, I'm not getting anywhere, and I'm sure my son will never get his money back, is what she said. Which is very sad, very tragic. And, you know, it's unfortunately a life lesson A lot of folks have been asking me, you know, Kevin, how can I protect myself? Especially a lot of folks of the older age group, seniors. And there's no one single blanket way to protect yourself, but I would say that subscribing to this channel and watching and liking all my videos would potentially be a step in the right direction. Now, obviously I'm joking, but if you think about it, the content that I'm putting together and I'm creating to bring to you guys on a regular basis has that in the primary focus. So as we continuously discuss these events, what's happening, what could happen, what has happened, and what we are likely to expect to see happen more so in the future, I think will help everybody get a better idea and a better understanding of my three main pillars, which is diversity, security, and cash flow. This is the security part, folks. So there isn't any really one blanket way, because, you know, even if we were to say, well, don't conduct business with any digital money transfer system, that would limit you to actual physical cash only, or checks, handwritten checks. But even those are vulnerable to some degree. So we have to have a diverse understanding and planning and preparation for our best chance at protection. And we'll just say a 99.9% success rate. It says here that Marvis Herring, another target of the Cash App scam, hackers attempted to steal $1,400 in the form of 2 installments of $700 from her account. And in those cases, Herring believes his bank blocked the fraudulent transactions, which is a plus. So the difference with this is, again, we're going to talk about security here. The difference with this is that in this particular instance, the Cash App was connected to this person's bank account, is what I'm assuming. Whereas the younger son in the first example of the fraudulent theft activity, he had cash loaded onto, or money loaded onto, I don't even know why I'm saying cash, loaded onto the app. So that money was sitting in the platform, sitting on the exchange, in which I tell you guys, never let your money sit on the exchange, because it's at risk, it's vulnerable, and in this situation, it's not protected. So whereas Marvis Herring, he had it linked to his bank, but as the fraudster tried to make the 2 transactions, the bank blocked the transactions because the money wasn't on the exchange. And then if there were a fraudulent activity being done, the bank would probably be much more supportive than Cash App, if that makes sense. So in those cases, Herring believes his bank blocked the fraudulent transactions, and that's just another way to stay protected, folks. Don't keep your money on the exchange. And we will go into cold storage in the future. Cold storage doesn't necessarily really relate to Cash App, but it does just relate to taking your money off the exchange and keeping it off the internet, basically. Especially as we move towards these digital currencies, these central bank digital currencies, CBDC, digital dollars, further moving towards Bitcoin, BTC, cryptocurrency, crypto, XRP, Ripple. So you guys may have seen the video I put up with my Nano Ledger X. There are a variety of other options, but I'll link in the description the Ledger Nano X so you guys can go check it out if you're interested. So it says here that many other people reported on social media that their Cash App accounts have been compromised in some way. And yeah, this is a growing problem. So please pay attention, please be aware. Keep your money off the exchanges and pay attention to any crazy, ridiculously weird activity on these accounts. Cash App, Zelle, PayPal, Venmo. Check your email, check your passwords. They're using a variety of methods and ways to get in, backdoor, and hack into people's accounts. And this is as the US dollar is running out of road. And that ties into the fact that we're just moving more towards a digital currency, a digital dollar, a digital monetary system environment, lifestyle, worldwide, okay? And it says that the currency wars are getting hot, and it's looking increasingly likely that the world is going to start moving away from the US dollar as a reserve currency. And Money Week says that gold or Bitcoin are the front runners to replace it. So remember, folks, links in the description. Please diversify, please diversify, please diversify. Diversity, security, and cash flow. Links in the description. The US dollar is running out of road, folks. And according to US economist Pippa Malmgren, writing on her Substack, she argues that World War III has already started. Now let me explain. She says, we are in hot water in cold places, space, cyberspace, underwater and higher places, including the Arctic and the Himalayas, and in proxy conflicts in places that the media give a cold shoulder to, like Africa. Not to mention the Pacific, a cold war in hot places then, as well as a hot war in cold places. Now, I do have some updates to bring you guys from Africa, because this video is brought to you by Bupe. And Bupe has provided me with a ton of valuable information on the recent changes that are coming about to cryptocurrency, China, and what we can likely expect here in the United States as a result of that. Additionally, Bupe, as I told you guys before, has been helping out tremendously with putting this content, this information, these notes, this news, this breaking news and headlines together. And I want to thank Bupe for her hard work and continued effort, especially living in Zambia, Africa, in her village in the bush, and not only working to pull this information together, get a better understanding, but working to create a means of financial and income stream for herself, connected with my channel and working with her, but also doing that while struggling with limitations of living in, the African bush. So I'm going to touch on that a little bit later in the video. But again, thank you, Bupe, for your hard work and continued support. Now, it says that Money Week says that with the aim of limiting Russia's ability to finance its war in Ukraine, the G7 nations, the European Union, and Australia set a price cap of $60 a barrel on Russian crude oil. Now, this was following the EU's embargo on Russian crude imports by sea, with similar pledges from the US, the UK, Canada, and Japan. As you would expect, Russia has said it will not abide by such price caps, even if it has to cut production. Now, this is back in December, folks. Russia is playing by their own rules, okay? They're doing what they want, and they're definitely not doing what Biden wants in the current administration. Meanwhile, the world's largest oil importer, China, is opening back up. And think about it like this. This Money Week article says that I think it's fair to say that if China had not locked down, its oil demand would have been a lot higher, and so the oil price would have gone a lot higher. And the same goes for metals and most other commodities. So, folks, based on what they're saying here, we should be anticipating and expecting higher prices when it comes to oil and petroleum-based products, fuel, gas at the pump, etc., because China is opening back up, okay? As well as higher prices on metals, precious metals, and other commodities. Again, folks, diversify, diversify, diversify. Links are in the description. Because the longer you wait, the more expensive it's going to be. Now, it says that, and then we have another part of the puzzle. Russia's President Vladimir Putin did his best Bitcoin maximalist impression last week as he called for an international, independent, blockchain-based settlement network. And spoiler alert, it already exists. It's called Bitcoin, BTC. But this just goes to show you the direction that we are headed towards. Not just we as here, me, United States of America, living in Northwest Florida on the Emerald Gulf Coast, but we as a world, as a global economy, okay? It says that the technology of digital currencies and blockchains can be used to create a new system of international settlements that will be much more convenient, absolutely safe for its users, and most importantly, will not depend on banks or interference by third countries. Well, you guys can understand what he's saying there. He's basically saying, screw you, US, screw you, Biden, screw you, Federal Reserve. And we want our own digital currency system that we can control on our own blockchain or on a blockchain that doesn't have this interference. This government, this outside third party, third country government interference. Now, I do have a small gripe with the absolutely safe for its users, and I feel as though that is a manipulation of words to entice people to buy into this and almost yearn for it and want it to happen. And I do not want anyone to believe that it's going to be absolutely safe. I think it will be safe, but there's no absolute. Remember, 99.9%, and that 0.1% will come from, just the weaknesses in the system. The 99.9% will come from us, from our our knowledge, our education, our intelligence, our due diligence, and becoming more aware of what these systems mean, how they work, their weaknesses, their vulnerabilities, in ways to protect ourselves, our money, our savings, our investments. Now, you don't want to diversify only to have it at risk. So folks, diversity, security, and cash flow, okay? They're all very important in my opinion. Now it says here that I am confident that something like this will certainly be created and will develop because nobody likes the dictate of monopolists, which is harming all parties, including the monopolists themselves. And again, he's taking a jab at the elites, the WEF, at Bill Gates, at U.S. political system, leadership, financial system, Federal Reserve Bank Chair Jerome Powell, Nancy Pelosi and husband, the list goes on and on. Where is this all going? Well, the new global reserve currency, Bitcoin or gold, is basically where it's headed, folks. So will China, Hong Kong allow retail traders access to crypto on June 1st, June 1, 2023? Well, that's a damn good question. So Bupe has provided me with a list of important information I want to share with you all before we dive into this. Now, number one here, it says that the possible implications of China or Hong Kong unbanning crypto trading for retail investors could include the following. One, remember folks, cryptocurrencies, a digital currency which was first introduced in 2008 and has since spread its tentacles across the globe, now sees China had its first exchange as early as 2011. So just 3 short years after it was introduced. However, in September of 2021, the Chinese government completely outlawed any form of cryptocurrency because of its concerns with fraud and money laundering activities. There was a variety of reasons that they gave, but they basically shut it down, and it was definitely a huge drain on their electrical grid. But it's with great delight that the Chinese government released the news that it is considering as early as June 1, 2023 to open up China once more to crypto trading for retail investors. And the news was released just a few days ago on February 20. You can go check it out on Bloomberg.com. Now, it is following this news that Cameron Winklevoss, the co-founder of the crypto exchange Gemini, tweeted that he believes the next bull will start from the east. Anybody's guess, but hey, maybe it will, maybe it won't. It's important that we're aware of what's going on. All this news is without safeguards, as the Chinese government intends to set up a license by Securities and Commissions, which will help regulate the trading of crypto in the country. So it's interesting to see that China is taking a decentralized, seemingly non-regulated cryptocurrency and trying to regulate it. What could that mean for us? What could that mean for the future of cryptocurrency around the world and in countries like here in America, the United States, North America, Canada? Now, Hong Kong is warming up to crypto and a licensing regime for virtual asset service providers, or VASP, the local term for the crypto exchange, which kicks in on June 1st. Now, it says here that America risks losing its status as a financial hub long term with no clear regs on crypto and a hostile environment from regulators. Now, you guys know exactly what that means. We have a fight from cryptocurrency actually underway right now with XRP and Ripple in the news, and also the hostile environment from regulators that literally don't even want to try to work with it. They only want to work against it. Congress should act soon to pass clear legislation where crypto is open to everyone in the world, and others are leading the way with the EU, the UK, and now Hong Kong. Will we continue to be a stubborn nation, stubborn country of leaders that are only really focused on themselves and not anyone else besides the people who actually support them in this country and continuously pour into their budgets with our taxpayer dollars? Now, while the situation may change later, for the time being, the VASP framework for licensing exchanges, which just finished a multi-year consultation, allows them to provide access only to accredited professional investors. Retail investors are excluded. So folks, if you want me to do a deep dive and give you some more information on what it takes to be an accredited investor versus just a standard retail investor, drop a comment down below, let me know. We can cover that. It says that the Hong Kong government has indicated that the Securities and Futures Commission, the SFC, its securities regulator, may consider retail access to virtual asset services in the future after further consultation. Why is this important? Because if perhaps maybe the West does decide to take notes from some of these other countries, like what Hong Kong and China is doing to cryptocurrency, then we may see a similar move as, we see legislation pushed for cryptocurrency only to be available to accredited investors and not retail investors. And it says here that in January, Reuters reported the SFC is in the process of considering which cryptocurrencies to offer to retail investors should the door eventually be open to them. And that is very interesting because there's a lot of coins out there, there's a lot of cryptocurrency options out there that may not necessarily be good for retail investors. So if you see the government taking a position on which to allow to be available, that could potentially provide some stability and lower the amount of risk for beginners. CEO Julia Lang is quoted as saying that only highly liquid assets will be on the list and the choices will be very limited at first. The city's authorities see June 1 as an opportunity, saying brand Hong Kong is much more highly regarded around the world than, say, Seychelles or St. Kitts and Nevis, and the regulator is expanding its headcount to deal with an anticipated flurry of license applications. We are able to bring together investments globally, according to Christopher Huey, Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury, FSTB. As he said in an earlier interview with CoinDesk, we can manage and also channel these investments in a well-regulated and also sustainable manner. Hong Kong's credibility comes from its rule of law, regulation, commercial modus operandi, is what he says, and this translates well from traditional finance to crypto. So if you guys want more information on this particular topic, cryptocurrency, digital currency, CBDC, investing for beginners, getting involved in cryptocurrency for beginners, and a variety of other options out there to help diversify your portfolio, secure your assets, and continuously improve and increase and add to your cash flow positions through multiple streams of income, diverse streams of income, passive streams of income. Folks, please come over and check us out. Join the network, patreon.com/Kevin247. I've got a ton of information over there that I'm sharing with you guys on a regular basis on the most important financial topics that I think matter most to you. And it's a quick and easy way to gain access to me literally almost immediately as I respond over there multiple times a day. It's way more efficient than the comment section down below of these videos, but I do check the comments, but we can continue the dialogue and we can keep it specific on Patreon for the topics that you guys want, and you can make requests for future topics and we can deep dive there. We're having a lot of success. A lot of people are growing. A lot of people are building. A lot of people are saving. A lot of people are investing. A lot of people are seeing some strong, positive growth trends towards their goals. And they've seized the day and capitalized on the opportunities available to them. Folks, please, free links in the description. Go check them out. So as I told you guys, I was going to bring you some more information regarding BluePay and what's going on in Africa. And I'm gonna share this email with you that she sent me just the other day. And it says, hey, how are you doing? Sorry about yesterday. We had no power the whole day. Today, on the other hand, I went to the BOMA to buy the solar kit and clothes for the kids. So basically what we're working on here is BluePay. I have provided BluePay with the resources necessary to try to stabilize her electrical grid, so to speak. And we're going to do that by way of a solar powered system. Oftentimes BluePay in her village loses power regularly, daily, and sometimes days at a time. So that limits her ability to communicate and a variety of other things as well. Additionally, clothes for the kids. So if you guys watched my previous video where I was trying to send donations to Bupe in Africa, the astronomical and exorbitant cost from DHL to ship a box of donations was like almost $1,000, a little over $1,000 to ship. So I told you guys it was probably way better suited to just forego the donations and just, you know, use that money for a much better purpose than shipping and handling for DHL. So we went ahead and executed on that. Now, here's where things get a little interesting, okay? Here's where the tables turn. It says that I will attach the videos and receipts for the whole thing, but first, I want to confess something. The solar was not as cheap as I thought it would be, and that's largely because I didn't know until today that you have to buy your own cables and solar controller, and also because the price of the solar and battery were generally more expensive than I anticipated. Fortunately, she had the means to be able to get most, if not all, of what she needed. So I'm happy for that, because obviously a repeat trip would have been added cost and expense. But this just goes into, you know, rising prices and inflation. They happen everywhere, okay? And hidden costs and, you know, the unknown unknowns, folks. That is a huge part of security and planning and preparing for the future, is the unknown unknowns, okay? And that's why we try to plan and prepare for anything and everything, because you just never know what may happen. So, yeah, so higher prices to be expected, you know, sticker shock, it happens. But it says here that I managed to buy everything in one shop except for the inverter and adapter, simply because theirs was too expensive for my budget, so I have to get it from another shop. Understandable. So we got some totals here for the breakdown of expenses as follows, and she was able to pick up the solar panels, battery, cable, solar controller, some pins and things, it looks like, and these are from Radiant Store, which amounted to about $4,550 in total. So you guys can see here, I did the conversion for you, $232.25 US dollars. The currency that Bupe is using is the Zambian kwacha. I think I'm saying this correct. The Zambian kwacha, which for anybody who doesn't know or wants to know, the Zambian kwacha, the ZMW, stands for the alphabetic code which represents the national currency of Zambia. The Zambian kwacha, ZM, and is the country code, and W stands for kwacha. So ZMW or ZK you'll see from time to time on the screen. And it says that the inverter and adapter were from another shop, which were $1,500 and $150 respectively. And the clothes cost $3,370. So the total was $9,570 plus the transport money. And because I had to go with the kids, I had to book a taxi, for which I was charged $600. I think oftentimes when Bupe travels, he'll travel by motorcycle. And so in this particular situation with the kids, taxi was required. The overall total came to $10,107, which was the equivalent of $560 US dollars. So she's asking me to bear with her for understanding most of these prices. When she first gave me the estimate for the total, initially the fault was on her because she didn't know that the price changed, which is, it's all right, no big deal. And I have absolutely nothing left on me for the solar installation. Even the excess I thought would remain has been spent, and the charge for the installation is $50 or 50, I'm assuming $50 US, but we can have it installed at your convenience. So I showed her a portable solar powered unit to ask her, like, it was basically a battery power center, a power storage center, like a Jackery. But she said it was rather expensive, and also trying to get it shipped to Zambia, Africa is a little bit of a struggle. So this was a more cost-effective way of going about doing it. She apologizes for the inconvenience, and you know, she's going to send videos of these solar panels and the clothes, which I'll show you some of these videos just a moment. But additionally, I'm going to show you guys ultimately how Bupe gets all this set up and builds out this system in her village so that she can start to expand on the work that she does and literally develop multiple income streams from her village in Zambia in the African bush. So, but yeah, folks. So with that being said, we got to replenish her funds because we can't be on E, we can't be on zero. So we're gonna make this transfer happen. And this is using Remitly and their mobile money and Airtel money systems. You may have seen the video where I showed you before how this money transfer works, sending back and forth to. She doesn't have a bank, so this is basically how it works. So I'm gonna go ahead and send her another transfer. It's that way she can have the money for the installation of the solar power, as well as additional to make sure that she's not on, her account balance is at zero, and she can continue to maintain to buy the necessities, the food, and other supplies that she needs for her and her family, while also compensating her for the work that she does. So again, Bupe, we really do appreciate you working so hard to bring us this information that is helping so many people around the world. You have no idea. So, folks, that's it. Here we are. We got a lot of changes happening, a lot of things going on, a lot of changes occurring with our monetary system, with the future of the dollar being the world's reserve currency, the future of cryptocurrency, digital dollars, CBDC, and gold for sure, folks. Remember, links in the description. Go ahead and diversify. I diversify. I continuously diversify. Diversity, security, and cash flow. Now, you guys, I appreciate you watching. If you've made it this far in the video, please give the video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, share this information with anybody you think it would be helpful to, and take advantage of the free links in the description that can help people in any of their financial situations. And if there's anything that I'm missing down there that you guys want me to cover or include or bring to you, please feel free to drop a comment and let me know. And I look forward to engaging with you all in Patreon or on Patreon at patreon.com/Kevin247. Let's get out there, let's make some money, let's start saving, let's start investing, let's eliminate debt, and let's build for our future and prepare for what is coming down the pipe tomorrow. Now, please stick around and watch these videos from Bupe and her recent experiences in collecting these solar panel items and spending time with the kids and the family, shopping for clothes. I will continue to update you guys on what is going on with Bupe in Africa, in Zambia, and getting her office set up and getting her business rolling, up and running. If you guys got any questions, please let me know. But until next time, you guys take care, be safe. See ya, bye.
Hi Kevin, so we are back, and I just wanted to show you, this is the solar panel. This is the solar panel, and these are the extension solar cables. We also have the and this is the battery right here. This is the controller. This is the controller. This one and that one. Okay. Goes on top of this. Connects to the battery. How old are you? Yeah, I think we have to just buy one for you. these are the clothes, the new clothes. I need to sort them out, but I just wanted to show you. These are the new clothes, and they tried for some toys, so I also got them some toys. So yeah, these are the clothes and the new clothes. I think they still have tags on them. I'll also attach a receipt for the clothes. They still have tags on them. So these are the new clothes. Yeah, like so. So I'll also attach the receipt for them. Thank you.